Hi, everybody. I wanted to tell you that I bought a school bus, a big yellow school bus, like about 30 feet long school bus, maybe a little bit longer. And I'm so excited. So, you might have noticed that back on my birthday, August 23rd, I made a big announcement about creating Thea the Bus. And then I went quiet. And here's why. Um, I try to live my life very intuitively. It has to feel right about everything I'm doing, and that's gotten stronger as I've gotten older. And so I was, you know, started to work on the Thea the Bus plan and everything, and I just could tell that I was trying to swim upstream. Like it just wasn't flowing. It didn't feel right, and I felt like I was forcing something. So I had to go back and evaluate, like, what exactly am I doing here? Am I on the right path? And then I realized what I needed to change. So that's what I wanted to tell you about. So, first of all, I realized that instead of just starting off in West Michigan, which I'm still going to do, that I wanted to create something to take a long excursion across the country, 9 months to be exact. So starting next September, I don't know what that beeping is, by the way. I updated my computer and that beeping is driving me crazy and I don't know how to stop it. Um, So next September, when my youngest goes to college, I'm going to take 9 months to go around the country, probably up through the UP and then kind of zigzag across to California, down the coast, and then all the way across the lower states. So lots of people I get to visit, lots of people I get to meet. And so I realized if I'm going to spend 9 months in a bus, I was going to get a GMC from the 70s because I think they're pretty cool looking and fun. But the thing is, I couldn't find the right floor plan to begin with. And like I said, if I'm going to be doing the work that I'm going to tell you about in a minute, I needed to have kind of like not an office space in the front of the bus, but at least two small couches and a way that I could have a small group. And I'll explain why in a moment. And I couldn't really find that floor plan in the GMC, as well as somewhere comfortable for me to sleep and a full bathroom and all of that. So, like I said, if I'm going to spend 9 months, I want to be comfortable, and not just comfortable floor plan wise and like a wise plan that's going to be, something I can welcome people in and do this work, but also even aesthetically. Like I would see these GMCs, and although I'm a product of the late 1960s, and I like the 70s throwback in a lot of ways. Like, I wouldn't have the money to reupholster, and some of these things were like, oh my God, like screaming 1970s. And I was like, that'll drive me crazy for 9 months. So, I started looking, and like, I love Fern the Bus, Mandy and Tucker's bus. They're on Mandy and Ben Tucker's bus. Um, Fern the Bus is on Instagram, and she's just beautiful. And I'm like, wait a minute, I could do that. I could buy a bus, and I'm pretty good at learning things and putting muscle into things. So I can just gut it and then build it the way I need it to be in order to do this work and save some money because I can buy something that's less expensive, a bus, and then do all the labor or as much as I can by myself and ask nice people like you to come help me if you want. And I can do this and save money and have something that's actually going to serve the purpose better. So that is why I slowed down and I decided to, instead of a GMC, get a school bus. So, what I want to tell you about today is why I'm doing this and what I'm going to do when I'm on the road and for the next 9 months while I'm building out Thea, of course, getting out in the West Michigan area and doing. So, the first thing, the most important thing that I'm so passionate about is that I don't think I need to convince you that there's a lot of hurting people out in the world. There's a lot of people who are holding on to emotional pain. And what I what I know we're doing wrong in our culture is that the message we've given most everyone is that the thing you have to do in order to heal this emotional pain is get traditional therapy. Traditional therapy is great. I've had boatloads of traditional therapy and it's been very helpful, but it's not the answer for a lot of people, or even I would dare say most people. They don't need to go to a therapist and talk about their pain. And so, what I'm wanting to communicate to people is that there are so many ways for you to heal emotional pain. There is talk therapy, and that is the answer for some. But if they're trying that, or they're scared of it, or they don't like it, or it's not working, there are other solutions to this. And so, those solutions are what I want to communicate with people. And how I help people figure out those solutions is probably the favorite thing I've created aside of, I mean, my kids, obviously, those are the best creations of my life. But in order for something with my business, for my work, it's the Green Heart Pre-Therapy Self-Evaluation. It's kind of a mouthful, but it's this really beautiful process that used to be like this big, and I've been expanding it to make it more thorough. And I'm going to be looking for people to try it out. So if you're interested, keep your eyes out. Um, but what it does is it helps people see the big picture of their life and the pain that they've experienced and how it all kind of weaves together. And I'll explain more about that. But every single person, 100% of the people have said, "Oh my God, Shannon, that's been so helpful. Like now I understand better. I see the big picture of my life and I can see even how things overlap." So maybe, like, for example, if someone experienced something violent in their past and then they also struggled with an addiction, they can see how those tie together. And so they can see how if they start healing one, oh, that beeping, if they start healing one, the other one's going to start healing as well. So, this is, of course, an evaluation that is free that I've used with people many times, but I'm updating it, making it more thorough, and it's going to be just a different level of accessibility on my website. So, of course, people can do that from anywhere in the world, but I'll also be talking about that when I'm out and about in West Michigan and going across the country. And honestly, sometimes what people need to heal is they just need to learn how to forgive. That's another crazy thing. Like, why don't we teach our kids how to forgive? Probably because we don't know how to forgive, but I do. And that's what I teach because I had to learn. Well, I really needed to learn how to forgive other people and how to forgive myself for some things. So that's the thing that I'm most excited about is getting out there and sharing this evaluation that I want more people to take, like I said, for free, and then help them figure out where they need to go to get help. And I'm not always the answer. I am a great fit for many people, but there are other things people need to go to other therapists or counselors or coaches or energy workers or whatever to get their healing. I just want people healing. That's my mission for the rest of my life. So that's the first thing I want to do is get that evaluation out in the world more. Second thing is I'm going to be doing more public speaking. And if you have a location that you would like me to come speak at, please get in touch with me. Probably the easiest is via email, shannon@shannonelhart.com. But I'm going to be out there speaking about forgiveness, the power of forgiveness. How do you forgive? Why do you forgive? What's holding you back from forgiveness? What are the misconceptions? And getting people really to understand that better. The second thing I'm going to talk about is why we suffer. You know, people, I mean, suffering isn't fun. We all suffer. I know you have. I know I have. And I want to talk to people about that so I can shift their perspective of their suffering because that has a lot to do with healing as well. The third thing I'm going to be doing is some workshops, and there are two that I'm really going to be pushing, not pushing, but providing people that I'm going to be focusing on. And that is the first one is taking the first step of healing. And that is, of course, that evaluation is a big first step, but there's more to that. So when I can get a group of people, I don't know, 30 or so together and just work more intensely for a few hours, maybe a day, a Saturday, and help them to get started with their healing. Second workshop is about self-love and bad emotions. So first of all, I do this because there are no such things. There are no bad emotions, but most people have been taught that. So we talk about that. I teach a completely different way of looking at your emotions. And then the self-love thing is so important. So if you are thinking self-love is like so cheesy or woo-woo, or if you're a guy and you're like, I don't need to self-love. Yes, you do. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You do need to love yourself. And you deserve to love yourself. And it's not woo-woo or feminine or weird. It's so important. So that's the second workshop. The fourth thing I'm going to do on Thea the Bus as we travel around the country is healing conversations. So I've had groups to my house, and I've done these groups in the West Michigan area at a variety of places. And I bring people together who don't know each other at all, complete strangers. And they have been the most beautiful experiences. That just sharing stories, and I guide people how to do that. And what happens is just this amazing level of compassion and depth of connection, and even like people saying, I can do this. I can heal from what I've experienced in my life. So I want to bring that out there too, because we need more connection in our country. There's so much separating us, and we need more connection. The fifth and final thing is just having people in the bus, obviously for those healing conversations, which could also be in a building, of course, but I'll be driving across the country sharing that, but also having individuals come into the bus to work with me. I do energy work. If you don't know that, I'm a Reiki master, so I work with people in that way. That's one thing that really helped me learn, heal from some violence that I experienced as a young lady. And then recently, I've been working with a wonderful friend, Ann McKnight, doing EMDR, and I just have been blown away at how powerful it's been. So I'll always be sending clients to Ann as well, but I might be trained in that as well. So having people come in and do EMDR with me. So here's why I'm telling you all this. First of all, sorry I kind of fell off. I do that because why I explained, I just have to feel like it's right, how I'm moving forward. But also, if you're able to support this project, I would greatly appreciate it. There's a few ways you can support me. If you want to contribute financially in any way that's comfortable for you, I would be so very grateful. So thank you. I will share a link below this. I do have for a more I don't remember the amount, but a more significant donation that I will come to you when I go on my travels in Thea. So I will come to your city and spend a week there and go to places where you want me to go and speak and hold workshops. And so you can kind of be determining a place where you live that would be really helpful for me to go. So that's my thank you for more of a significant donation, whatever you're able to do. If you're unable to donate financially, or you're not quite interested in donating financially, I would still greatly appreciate if you cheer me on, or if you live in West Michigan and you want to come by and help me work on Thea, I would love that too. The biggest thing is the demo. I have to take it down to like basically its studs, and there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of eye goggles and things to block out the sound and sledgehammers. And if you want to come by and do that, just watch for posts, because I'll be saying, hey, does anybody want to help me paint today? Or, smack the heck out of the inside of Thea. And if you want to do that, I would be more than happy to accept your muscle. And then next spring, when spring of 2020 rolls around, I'll be starting to plan where I'm going to go. And I'd love your input on that. So there's so much more for me to share with you. I just wanted to give you an update on Thea the Bus and this big project that hopefully you can tell, I am so excited about. I really can't wait to bring my work out in the world in a bigger way and help as many people as I can. I have a number for that, and I will share it with you later because it is an audacious goal. But I'm going to do everything I can to make it come true. So if you have any questions or comments, share below and look for that link if you're able to contribute financially. Like I said, I greatly appreciate it. But if you just want to be there to cheer me on, I really appreciate that as well. So I hope you have a really great rest of your day.